Okay. Hello. Good. Okay. So I don't know if anyone have any questions so far. Okay. Since there's no question, I think the next speaker is Mr. Tunde Buremo. So, Mr. Tunde, over to you. I'll stop sharing.
Can everybody hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes.
Oh, awesome. Just a minute, please. I'm trying to share my screen.
Okay.
Oh, can you see my screen now?
No, no, I can't see your screen.
Oh, okay. Just a minute.
You will have to do a slide. Just do a slide.
Can you see my screen now, please?
No. Okay. I think it's coming up. It's coming up. Yeah, it's coming up now.
Please confirm you can see my screen.
Yes, I can see your screen, Mr. Tunde Buremo.
Oh, oh, great. Thank you. Um, that was a very nice presentation from the first speaker, and a lot of what I'd be saying during the course of my presentation would just, would be more of, buttressing what she has already said, because everything she has said is absolutely in line, and I appreciate her for that. So making sales in tech products. Okay, so as she said earlier, um, I think the very first.
Hi, Mr. Tunde. Hello, Mr. Tunde.
First place. So it's not that you are building a product you don't know about as an entrepreneur, or you are marketing a product you don't know about as an entrepreneur. And you knowing about your product means understanding, who the downliners are, who the target audience is. So personally, as a tech entrepreneur, all my products have been born from needs. So what I mean by that basically is I don't create a product because I like it, or because I want to be Superman, or because I like doing that. No, I create a product after I have seen that there is a challenge in that niche or sub niche, and I have seen that even if the users or the target audience does not like my person, or I don't even appeal to them, the product, they will have to use it because the product is actually solving a problem of theirs. So it's like what we call user psychology. The user does not care how you look, or how bad of a person you are. All the user cares about is getting their own lives better. And if your product is now in the direction of if your product is in fact born out of the inspiration uh, gotten from the fact that the users need this particular product or service, then there is no way, it is not rocket science. There is no way that product will not sell. In fact, that applies to other industries aside tech. So I think the first major thing is understanding your target audience, knowing who they are, knowing exactly what they want, and tailoring that product or service towards that. Now we've got the unique selling points. That involves, identifying the unique. So now you're out of the stage of building the product as an entrepreneur, or perhaps knowing the product you that has been built as a marketer or as a product or growth lead. So now it comes down to now actually selling, because don't forget that after your product, it's either you are operating in a blue ocean environment or a red ocean environment. So if you are operating in a red ocean environment, good for you. You are the only one there. And of course, that means since I mean, that industry is new, you are challenged with getting everything right with that particular red ocean industry. But of course, what a lot of people would be in is blue ocean. And what blue ocean basically means is uh, you have competitors, you have people in that niche already. So now you want to outperform them, you want to do better than they are doing. And that is now when you now need, to go the extra length of identifying, your own unique selling points, so that those unique selling points of yours would be the features that perhaps your competitors don't have. And even if they have those features, you still have to keep talking about them, because those are the features that will sell you at this point in time. So that is exactly why you need to emphasize, the competitive advantages of your product over your competitors. Now, you've also got to develop a compelling value proposition that involves, highlighting the specific benefits and outcomes customers can expect, from your products. After all, the entire game is saddled. Uh, revolves around the responsibility for you to give your users value. Anything aside value, the user does not really care. So it's all about giving value. And one thing I like to always add is, aside giving value, you've also got to make the user think that is actually cheating you. I don't know if you get what I'm saying here. So you've got to make the user, feel like this is where you can do this thing best. Let's say it's currency exchange. Let's say let's take currency exchange for an example. So we all know that the currency exchange niche has got stuff like rates and all that. So at every point in time, you've got to show the user that you are providing the best value. So if everybody's rate is 750, you've got to have your own rate higher. And even if it is not higher, you have to preach it as though it is higher. That is the game. So developing a compelling value proposition at all times, that we are giving value. This brand is giving value at every point in time, because that is the only thing, appealing to the psyche of the user, that okay, I'm getting this value and I cannot get it elsewhere, even if you yourself know that the user can get it in a couple of other places. Um, then you've got to build trust. Trust is very important, and that starts with establishing credibility through testimonials, case studies, customer success stories. That's what we do a lot at my different enterprises. We make sure that we don't just allow users to keep using the platform. We feed users, most likely the users that have not even used the platform, with stories of users that have used the platform. I think Mr. Taiwo is here, our CMO. So like it's like a culture already with our brands. We make sure that we tell compelling stories because it is these stories that users can identify with. All the long English and all that, the user really does not care. So if you now come up with a story that, okay, look at Ade was able to do this, was able to do that. So these are okay. If Ade was able to do it, I should be able to do it too. And that actually builds trust as well as connectivity between yourself and your users. Then product demonstration. I can't mention this enough. You've got to fly your flag by creating, compelling and engaging product demonstration. That's, creating content with regards to what you do. I mean, what that product does, how that product can exactly better the lives of people. What people can actually do with that product. Because if you build a product and just assume that people would just use it and be fine, you're just fooling yourself because users don't think that way. Users don't even have the time to start reading. So you've got to take it to them. You've got to demonstrate that product to them. You've got to show them how that product works and its key features. You've got to highlight real life use cases and demonstrate the value that product provides. Then this is a part we don't joke with, support. So support is beyond just having a live chat on your tech product, or having different contact us channels. It is far way more beyond that. Support is making sure that no user goes or leaves your platform unsatisfied, making sure that every lead that comes to that support is converted, making sure that no chat goes unresolved. And that is why some in my early stages of web development, um there were these popular support channels that we integrate, and over the years new ones have come up, and you would realize that the reason why most startups or most brands use the more recent ones is because of the way they have been structured in terms of customer retention. So you get to see the former ones. A user just comes, then you are able to reply the chat and all that, and that ends. But you now get to see the new live chat integrations. The chat never gets lost. What it means is that if a user messaged in January and it comes back to the platform in July, we can all track what happened to that line of message that happened in January. So the owner of the platform can track, the user himself can also see. So that way, we would be able to put the support up to speed that, oh, you guys are not doing anything over here. This person has messaged since January, and you were not able to give the kind of response he needs. And even if the reason why you were not able to give that was because perhaps that feature was not ready at that time, it allows you now to get up to date with what users want, and perhaps when you now finally add that feature, then you just go back to that chat from January and respond to that user. Oh, this feature is now available. you know that is just so awesome in terms of user retention. So like the difference between the support integrations we used to use back in the day and the ones now is basically one of the key differences is the they are packed towards customer retention, because it is very, very important. So it's not about just saying, oh, we have support. It's about how efficient that support is and how efficient that support is taking feedbacks back to the product team, the products and growth team, as the case may be. So support is, how do I put it now? Like, support is something a lot of brands uh, don't really care about. And it is what they should really care about. So it's like a secret. Support is a secret, really. Good support is a secret in the life of every good brand, because you're able to, attend to the user at that time, and also you're able to retain the user for a very long time, as well as, you're able to give the user feedback when that feature uh, is available at the end of the day. So support, support, support. And I think the last point here is improving and innovating. So, as I said, that support is like at the soul of everything. Is the nucleus of everything, at the center. So, when you are able to have a fantastic support, when you're able to get that perfectly, then it will allow you improve and also innovate, because you cannot innovate along your own lines or what you feel the product needs. You have to innovate along the user's feedback. That means it is what, okay, they say, oh, you don't have this feedback, you don't have this feature. If that feature aligns with your mission, vision, objective of your startup or of your brand or of your enterprise, then you've got to now innovate around that. So when you innovate around that and you now share the newsletter that, oh, we now have this feature, you are not telling the users what they don't know already. You are telling them what they asked for. So you be like, uh, hello, you asked for it and now we have it. Then the user jumps on it. So it's not as if you are just teaching the user how to use that feature. No, it is the user that asked for it in the first place. So just go ahead to keep improving your services and innovating. So about the improving, as I said, the instant feedbacks. Oh, I'm not able to. I'm not getting OTP, and I can't even click on resend OTP. That's a feedback that should be improved on immediately. That's not innovation. Like, that's a feedback that should go to the product team and be worked on immediately, so that another user will not come and give that same complaint. And that way, if you keep doing that, I mean, the product would improve fast, the product will grow fast, and it will lead to the product innovating so fast. So in conclusion, um, it's all about uh, getting feedback from the user, even before the product is built in the first place, doing exactly what the user would like to use in the first place. And now that you have now done what the user would like to do, because you probably exist in a blue ocean industry where you have competitors, or you have people that offer the same service as yourself, or very similar services as yourself, you've got to now appeal to the unique selling point. I mean, appeal through your unique selling point to the quest of your users, as you improve and innovate alongside. Thank you for listening.
Wow, that was a great presentation. Thank you so much, Mr. Tunde Buremo. I really appreciate it. Thumbs up to you. Thank you so much. Now, the next thing I want to ask is a little question about support. To get support from some people are just there to say that no, we are not supporting you. So, and the support you are getting is not like a way to move your product forward. So, should you stop doing that product and move to another product, or you do the two products simultaneously? That's my question to you, Mr. Tunde.
Oh, I didn't get that question. Could you please repeat, sir?
Okay, now you're working on a particular product, you're not getting the right support you want. And you know that if I move from this product to another product, I think this other product will work. Should I stop the one I'm working on and move to the other one, or work on both simultaneously?
Yeah, I mean, that's a very realistic question, because it is what every startup goes through. I mean, um, I've built I've built businesses, tech businesses, and that have done so much numbers, and I've done other tech businesses that keeps, improving by the way. But what I can bring out of these experiences is that you have a product and you are trying to build another product, another feature inside that product, and you're now considering if to stop the first product because it is really not catching up. You cannot afford to stop it. The reason why you cannot afford to stop it is because some products don't just pick up until a particular time. It is just the way it is. Like, you don't, because your child is not speaking early, now kill that child. So you've got to start doing the other one and still continue doing that one with the hopes. After all, it is a built product already. It's not as if it will kind of be drawing you back, in your new product. It is there already. It costs you close to nothing to keep maintaining it. So you've got to just leave it there while you check other, and that is the essence of startups in the first place. The reason for a startup is that you want to test different waters, you want to try different things, and at the end of the day, you can now come up and now say that, oh, this is what works. So at that time, you can now say, okay, this is not working, but it is taking a lot of our resource, that we are stopping it and we are concentrating on this that works. That is evident in what OPE did. When OPE came to the market, the Nigerian market, they were offering O food, O rice. They were offering a number of O. Everybody was expecting the newest O the next week. But at a point, they had to realize that uh, the agency banking is just enough for them, and they don't have to keep doing the old food and all that, and they had to step down those features, and they are now the best they are one of the best in terms of numbers in agency banking in Nigeria today. So that does not mean that tomorrow they cannot wake up and say that okay, we are now ready for our old food, or we are now ready for our old rights. So I think that is the way it is. So you can't afford to just throw everything away, throw what is not working away. You've got to keep it there while you work on the new one. And at the end of the day, you can now be in a better position to decide to float and concentrate on the one that works.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Thanks for the advice. I think some people raise up your hand. Akachukwu, Mr. Akachukwu, you raise up your hand.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much, everyone. Just to add to the response to your question, the very vital one, and I just want to add that when building products, most times what what you think the product will do at the end of the day may not be what it will do by the time you are done building it. So abandoning product along the line is actually not best option. Rather, you have a vision when you start building the product. So my response, or what I will tell everybody here, is to continue building it even when you are not getting support. To look at you never can tell when the need of that product will suffice. Look at what you mentioned about OPay. When OPay started, they started doing O food, O rice, and all that. At the end of the day, now they are the biggest player when it comes to agency banking. And what they now did, what they now did is that all the old canteens, all those things, now in turn they converted it to their agents, right? Making them to be everywhere. When they started with old food and all that, every canteen on the street, they tried to get them on board on a system for food or drinks supply and all that. Now, when they now concentrated on agency banking, they turn most of those outlets to their agents, and it's really paying off for them. So that's just what I want to add. Thank you.
Okay, next is Mr. Jasper. He has a question for you, Mr. Tunde.
Okay, thank you very much. And this session was really inspiring. So, in contribution to what the presenter said earlier, not really a question. I think the challenge is the unit economy of each product built. Because when a product is not really generating enough profit, or let's say at the initial point of establishment in the startup, you figure out that you launch a product into the market, you test the waters like the word you used, and you observe that there are some reasons for you to iterate. And on the long run, after iteration, you're not really making enough compared to how much you're spending. That could also discourage the team to proceed because, of course, even if you have VC backends and you got a lot of investors to invest in the startup, there comes a time whereby they need you to start giving returns. So, in likes of or OPay that we use as an instance, the Chinese business is a very lucrative business model that you can't really, without studying the Chinese business economy, you will understand that Chinese can easily do businesses outside their region successfully. They are one of the most successful businessmen in the world. So I think using them as a case study is good, but we should use other businesses, probably businesses in America, businesses established by Africans in Africa, or businesses established in Europe as a case study. This helps us to decipher if truthfully what we want to build or what we have built is going to scale. I don't know if I make sense. And lastly, in regards to support, there comes a time whereby many fintech products or many established startups begin to realize that they need to pay more attention to their support because it is actually one of the key selling points of startup these days. So that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. So I just dropped another link. So I want us to please move to the other link for the next section because it's two section 5 to 7. So that we can continue from there. So please, I'm going to move to the other link now. So please, I just drop it on the chat. Please, if you have any question, please just ask. But the other link is there. So let's move to the other link for the next section. And in the next section, Miss Justina is going to present again. Why? Because when she was presenting, we had some glitch in our recording. So I want her to present again. It should be from our own end, so it will be very fast. Then after that, Mr. Akachukwu is going to present. Then the last person is Mr. Oluwaseun Okeowo. Then we can ask questions as we want. So please let's move to the other link. I scheduled it from 6 to 7. Thank you so much. Okay, so over to Miss Justina. So she's going to present again, and it's from an end. And then I really apologize about that. Thank you so much.
All right, it's fine. Hi, good evening once again. Yeah, so let me share my screen now.
Yes, please.
Okay, just kindly confirm when you can see my screen. Just can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay, all right. So going over this again. All right, so good evening, everyone. My name is Justina Omohefe, and I currently work with Amazon Web Services as a territory manager, actually as an manager. Yes, so the agenda for this meeting is just going to be sorry. Okay, Israel, I was good. Hello, please, can anyone hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. Please continue,
Okay,
please.
great. All
Thank you.
right. All right. So I'm going to be talking a bit about myself and also understanding the tech market and product, identifying target customers, and working backwards technique, sales objections, summary, question and answer. Right. So first off, I'm a salesperson. I have always been a salesperson all my life, all my career. That's what I've been doing. Right. So what I do is I help customers. I provide support for customers. I mean, I'm always wanting to help them achieve their goal or to solve a problem, right? So I had a BSc in economics from a university in Benin Republic, and also I also have an MSc in marketing from University of Lagos. So I have over 6 years experience in sales from the fintech industry to the technology space. I have certifications in key account management, cloud practitioner, AWS cloud practitioner, and also digital money. All right. So moving on to first thing for me as a salesperson, I'll tell you a little story when I wanted to move from the fintech space to the tech space. To be honest, a lot of people told me it wasn't going to be possible. That why? I mean, you only have the fintech experience. So why are you moving to tech space as a salesperson? And I said I was going to try. Right, there's no harm in trying. So the first thing for me, what I did was to even understand this tech market I'm even going to. What am I going to do there? What are these people saying? What are they even selling over there? Right. So the tech market, tech sales refers to software selling, hardware selling, or IT selling, basically. So the software services, connecting an on-prem program, to the customer's computer, and also the hardware selling is, physical devices like our laptops, our, servers, things like that, and also product knowledge. Very, very important. Like I say that, I mean, from what Mr. Tunde was also saying, you need to understand what you are creating first. I mean, from Mr. Tunde's point of view, you need to even know what the customer wants before you produce it, right? Before you bring out a product. But for me as a salesperson, I need to understand that, this product is meeting the needs of my customers. I mean, who are these people, right? What's this product all about? So the product knowledge is quite important as a salesperson, selling technical products. You need to understand, and that selling technical products sometimes comes with some technical terms, right? So you need to, understand it, and, so you're able to, show credibility when you're speaking to your customers. Right. So moving on to the next slide is identifying target customer. Right. You need to know who. So now the product has been created. I mean, and to be honest, no product was created. How do I put this? What I mean, you bring out or you build a product because you want to serve a particular customer or a particular niche, or you want to solve specific customer's problem, right? So before you were there, the product was created and it was created to solve a problem, right? So you as a salesperson now, you need to understand who your target customers are. You need to understand who they are, where are they actually, and once you're able to identify them, I mean, once you're able to, okay, I want to reach out to the business people, that's B2B or B2C, you need to understand which niche, so once you're able to do that, then you're able to, like, okay, who is this customer? You need to research. You need to find more information about this customer. Who are they? I mean, before you're able to request for a meeting, you need to ensure that you have everything sorted. You have the product. I mean, you have everything. You know all your onions before meeting with these customers. And also, you need to create a unique selling proposition, right? What is that value of your product? I mean, you need to know it. You need to understand that what is my product able to do? What problem is my product able to solve, right? As a salesperson, you should understand that part, because that's what separates you. I mean, that's what distincts you from the other salespeople or from the other products and services, right? So one of the technique that I use is when I moved into the technical space 3 years ago was walking backwards technique. So what I do is I walk backwards from the customers, right? Now I listen more instead of selling, to them, and not even listening to them. So the first stage is listening stage. Listen attentively to your customers. I mean, a lot of customers out there have a lot of problems, a lot of needs. And if we're not patient enough as a salesperson to even want to hear them out, we will not know what the problem is eventually, right? And nowadays, customers are actually smarter now. They know when you are not listening. They actually do know when you are not listening, when they see through you that you just want to come sell. And so I was in a customer meeting and we kept talking about our features, our benefits was so great, it's amazing. And I could feel the content. I mean, I could feel the room. The customer was already losing, concentration. He wasn't listening anymore. I could feel it. I could see it from his facial expression. He was just stamping his feet. He was just really pressing his phone. So immediately I just changed. And my solution architect was talking. I just said, "Oh, sorry." I now asked him a question that, okay, how many years have you been in this business? And it was as if something lit up the room. He came back. It was as if he came back to life. And then, oh, now he wanted to tell me all the stories, what he has achieved, how he's doing. And to be honest, we didn't talk about my own product anymore. We talked about him. And that was the saving grace for that particular deal, because I could have said all the product, the benefit, and I would leave. And it was obvious I wouldn't seal the deal, right? So one thing is listening to your customers is very, very important. And also, once you've listened, they've shared with you their pain points, their issues, their goal. It could even be that it's not a need. It could even be that it's not a problem, but it could be a goal. The customer wants to move from point A to point B, wants to scale. The customer is looking for how to optimize their resources or things like that, right? It could be a goal that they are looking out for, and you are there as a person to define that. Okay, is this what you say you want to do? You want to clarify with the customer over and over again that, okay, is this the need? Is this the problem? Is this the goal, right? Then also you need to invent as well for the customer, right? So you go back in-house and say, okay, this is the use case of the customers. This is what they are saying. This is their problem. What can we do? What solution fits into this problem? What solution is able to solve this problem? Or what can we do in terms of, helping this customer to achieve their goal, right? And out of all those ideas in your thinking process, then you move to the refining stage where, out of all the numerous ideas that you have, you're able to refine it to one or two and say, okay, we think this product will fit into customer. Because in the technical world, in the technical products, it's use case. Every company or customer have their use cases. Everyone has their use cases, right? So you need to understand that you don't generalize with my own experience, you don't generalize, because every customer or company or business have their own specific use case, right? And also the last thing is to test and iterate, of course. Now you've refined it to probably 2 ideas or 2 products or 3 products. You brought in a set of specialists to help convey that message to the customer in a more better way. And then what you do next is just to test and improve. Yes. So moving on to the next slide is sales objections. This is bound to happen. It is so common, and this happens because most of us as salespeople do not do our homework properly. And the homework, I say, is our research. The research go hand in hand when you are trying to identify your customers or the target market or the target customer. You need to ask some qualifying questions that will enable you, move fast or move in line, probably, right? So first is lack of need. The customer is telling you that, oh, fantastic, great job, great product, amazing product. But we don't have a need for this. And you're feeling so bad as a salesperson that, oh, after 3 months, 6 month follow-ups, and the customer is just telling me this. For me, it's the salesperson. I probably didn't do my own work properly, because I should have known the customer's pain point or their problems. So I'm probably talking about a particular product that they do not have a need for, right? So this is one of the objections as well that we face. They're common. Also, lack of trust, of course. If you don't know your product well enough and you stand in front of probably a CTO or a CIO that understands the in and out of this, it poses something. It feels like, oh, this company or the salesperson is not competent enough, right? And they just don't trust you. Because you haven't given them more reasons for them to trust you. You haven't shown them what they need to do for them to trust you, right? And also lack of budget. This is very common. A lot of people some companies, some businesses really want to do it, but they cannot afford it. They can't afford it. It probably is not in their budget for the year. Oh, okay, we don't have this budget, we don't have things like that. It's common. But now, where do you come in as a salesperson? Asking the right questions, asking the qualifying questions. Like, yes, you don't have the money, but what it is. I mean, you are able to deduce as a salesperson if there's really something there, if there is an opportunity there, and if the customer is really willing to do business or to sign that contract. But the constraint is the budget, right? So you can go back in house and suggest some solutions, probably some test credit or whatever it may be in the case of products or services, right? Also, lack of urgency, right? So we meet a lot of customers that, yes, it's good, the product is amazing, but the urgency is not there. The urgency is not there. So these are some of the objections that I have faced. I mean, in the market, all my years of experience as a salesperson, and also how was I able to handle these objections and close deals. One was listening. I mean, I had to learn the hard way. I had to learn the hard way to properly sit and listen to my customers. I mean, I prefer my customers, if I have a one-on-one meeting, I prefer my customer to talk all through and just give me probably 5-10 minutes. I'm fine with that, because the more you allow the customer talk, the more you're able to deduce what the pain is or what their need is, right? But if you're talking the whole time, they're just going to listen to you, and at the end of the day, there's no proper outcome from that meeting. Also, empathy. You need to also put yourself in the shoes of your customer. I mean, some of these customers are really probably going through a lot at the time. I mean, as a salesperson, my job is to provide support, post support, pre support. I mean, even during the purchase as well, right? So I know that I need to bring in the quota. I know I need to bring in the revenue, but at the same time, I also want to understand what is happening with my customer, because for me, long-term relationship with customer can help you seal your deals in years to come, basically, right? So when a customer see you as somebody that they can talk to, as somebody they see that you listen to them, they will always give you business. That is what it is. They will always give you business because you've earned trust with them. So you need to also put yourself in the shoes of your customer. I mean, be there for them. You are the first person communicating with them, so understand what is happening with them. Also, success stories, customer success stories. I cannot overemphasize this enough. This helps you earn trust. This basically help you earn trust. I mean, if you are able to, there's a particular customer that lack of trust, doesn't want to give you his money, doesn't want to buy that product, you can bring stories. I mean, success stories. You can bring out success stories from what other customers are doing currently with your company, or what products other customers are using that are also helping them scale. So you're able to talk about these stories, like depending on the use case, basically, right? So you're able to bring this is what customer A did that enabled them achieve XYZ success. I mean, the customer is able to relate to that story because that's their same problem. Not maybe ultimately their problem, but almost close to it. So they're able to relate to it and say, oh yeah. Also, and funny enough, some companies you are able to they're referenceable, so you're able to see the name of the company, and the business that doesn't trust you before is going through if this company A can do this and they achieve X, Y, and Z. Wow, amazing. Let me try them as well. That's it. So customer success stories really help, to help your customer and trust with your company, or to buy into your products. And also follow up. I cannot overemphasize this enough. The power of follow up is amazing. It's great. I mean, I think that's where the money lies. For me, that's where the money lies, because I mean, there's a customer that didn't have the need at the time, or lacked urgency. It's fine. It's totally fine if you do not need it right now. It's fine. But the truth is that you might need it in the next quarter. You might need it in Q1 2024. But if I don't follow up with you, I might lose you. You might not get in touch back to me, or I might lose you to my competitor. Right? So as a salesperson, you need to follow up, regardless of the industry. Anyways, you need to follow up with customers and prospects, right? So because some people feel that, we don't need it now. And funny enough, they might need it next week. But if you just move on, I mean, let it slide. Like if you just let it move on, or you just leave it like that, you are going to lose the business, obviously, because you didn't do one thing, you didn't follow up. Right. So these are how I handle my objections, and it has helped me close deals. Um yeah, so the tips for success is know your product, right? Identify your target audience. It's quite important. I mean, when Mr. Tunde was also speaking, he talked about that, identifying your target audience, knowing what their pain points are, knowing what their needs are. These are the common things. I mean, it's quite important if you need to succeed, right? And also another thing is to build relationships. As a salesperson in any industry, even you need to build relationship, you need to foster relationships, because that's the only thing that is going to bring in business for you when you are not even thinking, right? So if you're able to build long-term relationships with these customers, and they've earned your trust, I mean, you've actually earned their trust, they will give you business. And they will always come to you when there's a problem or when there's a need, because they see you as a solution person, that always helps and supports their business. And also staying updated with market trends, of course. As you know, as a salesperson, I sell the products my product managers are bringing to the table. And what are my product managers bringing to the table? Most of the time, it's the customer's needs. I mean, you might have some meetings and you don't have that ready. You don't have that ready product. You don't have that product right now. But as a salesperson, you should be able to go back internally and say, "This is the problem this customer is facing." I think if we're able to, deep dive into this problem, we can probably come up with one or two solutions, and create a solution that can meet to the customer, that can meet the customer needs. Right. Also, continuously learn and improve. Of course, sales is an ongoing process, right? Seeking feedback from customers and colleagues is something that would help you excel as a salesperson. Like constantly learn, constantly improve yourself, constantly innovate based on your customers' needs. Constantly do all those things, and associate yourself with trainings, programs. I mean, we don't know it all, and as a salesperson, it's an ongoing process. So you have to ensure that you are not fading off, and you are still sharpened, right, to always meet customer needs. Yeah, so and Brian Tracy said, approach each customer with the idea of helping him or her solve a problem or achieve a goal, not of selling the product or service. Back then, 6, 7 years ago, I used to just sell products basically. I just sell because I want to meet my quota, I want to meet my target. But right now, what is happening as a salesperson, if you're not able to imbibe that understanding, knowing the idea of helping customers. I mean, helping customers in turn gives you the business. When you're helping customers, they eventually, right, come to you and buy that thing you're selling. But if you are first putting the product in their face, they just look at you like, "Oh, you're coming to sell. Oh, we don't need you. We don't need you." But when they say a different approach to somebody actually, coming to them and saying, "How can I help you? How can I provide you support? What can I do for you?" Things like that. They feel relaxed and they feel at home, that okay, this person, I don't have to be shouldered up. This person is my person. Okay, let me give the person that chance to talk. Right. So yes, and that's it. Thank you everyone for listening. So I don't know if there are any questions. Hello everyone. I hope you were able to hear me the whole time. Uh,
Yes, I do. I don't know if anyone has a question. Okay, I think someone is sending an emoji. So yeah,
yeah, okay.
okay, that one is
Yeah,
nice.
thank you for that wonderful section, Justina. I I learned a lot from there. It
Oh,
was awesome.
amazing.
It was powerful.
Thank you.
Okay, so over now is Akachukwu. So he's a man of Java. So he wants to explain his own slide on sales of tech products. Then after that is Mr. Oluwaseun Okeowo. So over to you, Mr. Akachukwu. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Please confirm if you can see my screen.
Yes, I can see your screen.
All right. Okay, so thank you so much, the last speaker. Honestly, it's like we're all saying the same thing regarding sales and tech products. Okay, so so I'll kind of center most of my what I'll be speaking on today around techniques that allows you to make good sales as a tech sales person. And the speakers said this evening, all of them mentioned what I would like to talk about. Sales, to be a great salesperson, requires the skill to sell. So sales is a skill that needs to be developed. And one of the ways to develop your skill as a salesperson is, first of all, you need to have a full understanding of the product that you are selling. In tech products, for you to be able to sell tech product very well, you need to have a full understanding of the product. A lot of salesperson today hit the market without having an understanding of what they're selling. And that's why you see two salesperson, one is looking to sell and the other one is not selling as much as he or she can sell because they lack understanding of what they are selling. You can't meet a customer and trying to convince the customer to use your products or to subscribe um, to your product and you don't have a full understanding. You can't explain well what the product is doing. I cannot explain very well to the customer how your product is built to solve the customer's problem. So you need this skill to be able to have an understanding. Most product sales person, they're lazy to even attempt to use the product they're selling. Imagine someone approaching a customer and he or she have not logged into the dashboard of the product or doesn't have understanding on how to change um, something that is as simple as changing password, right? And the customer is asking you, "Oh, I got stuck. How do I change my password?" And you'll be you tell the customer that you get back to him, and you start calling your tech person and all that. That bridge in communication is enough to lose the customer. So that is one. Another thing again that as a salesperson you need to know in sales is you need to also understand the customer's problem, the problem that you're trying to solve. Most people try to force their product to the customer without knowing if truly the product will solve the customer's problem. So you need to first of all understand the problem, put yourself in the customer's shoe, understand the pain point of the customer. Is until you have an understanding that you can then tailor your product to solving the customer's problem. Some people try to force the product to the customer just for purpose of selling the product. If your product meets customers' needs, they have no choice than to subscribe or to buy it. So have understanding of the problem and do market survey. What are other products in the market that's maybe that is competing with you? What advantage do you have over those products? What are the things that the customers are using those other products? What are their pain points? What are the limitation of those products? If you can build those limitations and get your product to solve those limitations, you see people migrating to start using your product. Another very good technique as a product salesperson is always keep your promise. Some of us salesperson will have sweet mouth, will talk, do great presentation, trying to convince the customers, and at the end of the day, when it's time for you to deliver, you end up delivering less than you have promised or less than you have presented. I will always encourage us to um, uh, under promise, then over deliver. That will help to build the confidence of your customer to trust you, right? Building customers' trust is very important. Because keep your promise and create room for feedback. Always listen to your customers. The reason why you're in business, we need to have this understanding. The reason why you're in business is because of customers. Without them, you don't need. There's no need for you to be in business. So listen to your customers, get feedback from them, and act on those feedback. Not just listening or taking note or um, getting those feedback. If you are not working on those feedback, at the end of the day, they will stop even speaking to you. They will stop giving you feedback because they know that at the end of the day it will amount to nothing. Because in conclusion, I also want to say that for you to be a good salesperson, always be customer focused. Be customer focused is very important. Have this understanding that customers are always right, even if when they are doing something wrong. Listen to them, be patient with them, then guide them with, let me use this word, guide them with love, right? Don't rub it on their face that, oh, you are the one that is not doing something wrong. So why I asked you to do this and you're doing something else. Always listen and be patient with them and help them to navigate through your products. That will make them to have the feel that you are that you have their interest. So these are the techniques that I feel like sharing with us this evening. There are also techniques that I have used in myself. I'm a technical person and also a salesperson as well. So some of the products I have built, so these are actually some of the techniques that I've used to get into the market, and so far they've been working for me. So thank you so much. That is all I have to share. I don't know if you have questions. I'll be willing to take our questions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Akachukwu. I don't know if you have any question for Mr. Akachukwu. Okay, since there's none, I think I'll move over to Mr. Okeowo. Hello, Mr. Oluwaseun Okeowo. Are you there?
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Nice to be here. I'll just share my screen real quick. Please confirm if you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you. And I'm currently watching on, I'm streaming on YouTube too, and I can hear you too. So I can hear you
Okay.
both ways.
Please let me know if you can see my screen.
No, not yet.
Okay. Yeah. What about now?
Okay, it's coming up. Yes, I can see how to make sales and tech product by Okeowo Oluwaseun, Azure Architect.
Yes. Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Okeowo. I'm an Azure architect, which simply means architect different solutions in the cloud, right, from the premises down to Azure to make sure it meets your business goals and business needs, right? So I'm here just to talk about how to make sales in tech product. Before I continue, I want to appreciate all other speakers that have been speaking from the beginning, right? Okay, so right, so let's go down to the context. So I have the introduction, the skills needed in the tech product. Even though most of all these skills you've heard them from the first speaker down to the last speaker, Mr. Akachukwu. So I wouldn't want to like take much of your time, and I want to think I'll just entertain questions and answers. Right. So yeah, the introduction about whole idea for tech sales, the product, researching, learning, knowing your customers, So it's all about, understanding and effectively communicating, the value of a product you are engaging the customer with, and make sure that the customer is in the center of everything you are doing. Make them have a belief that yes, you care about them, you understand their need, you understand their goals, you understand the pain in the organization and how the product is going to assist them resolve their issues. It could be user issues, it could be their front end issues or their back end issues or whatever the issues is, whatever the issue is coming from, right? The product must be able to address that particular issue, right? Yeah, so this is why this is just a little introduction of how take sales and the technology part of it. So, and to let you know that a salesperson might not necessarily be a technical person, right? So you have some organizations whereby the salesperson go out there to see potential customers, get leads outside, customers that are willing to listen to that product because it meets one of their needs in the organization, right? So the salesperson is to now connect with the technical guy. So the technical guy is to now do what they call demos, do kind of POC to show to the customer, to demonstrate to the customer how the product meets the needs of the organization or meets the needs of their issues and several issues that are having in the organization, right? So it is after this demo, then the salesperson then can continue the what they call active communication, and then make sure they have a good relationship with the customer, putting the customers at heart, and make sure they're following up, researching more on the customer problems and other ways or other means, to try to help the customer. Because like the other speakers have spoken about a customer, right? They don't just buy a product because of a product's name. No. For example, we have the cloud providers, we have the Azure, we have the AWS, right? So you see some customers going for the AWS product, you see some customers going for the Azure cloud offering, right? Those that are going for the AWS offering is because it is not because of Amazon, or it's not because of the name AWS. It's simply because there's something in AWS that meets their requirements, that meets their goals, that meets their needs, right? And those going for Azure, it's not because of Microsoft, it's not because of the name Azure, or it's not because Microsoft is an international company. No, it's because there's something in Azure that meets the requirements, that solves their problems, right? So that is why it's very important to show empathy and whenever you're talking to a customer, to make sure that they have a feeling that you understand their issues, their problems, and their requirements, right? Right. So yeah, having said that, I'll quickly just move to the skills needed in tech sales product, right? Because you've heard lots of the introduction from the first speaker down to Mr. Akachukwu. So let's just quickly talk about the skills needed for tech sales, right? The first one on my screen right here, as you can see, is continuous learning, right? As a salesperson, as a technical person, make sure that you continue to learn about a particular product. Don't just read about it and you want to sell it. No, you have to make sure you continue to learn about it. Give a feedback to your developer. Oh, when you go outside, and you engage customers, and the customer is telling you that, oh, this particular product, I may have gone for it, but because it doesn't have this particular feature, I don't think I'll be interested. So this is a good feedback, right, for you to take back to your developers, to your organizations, those in charge of the product, to tell them, oh, I've gone out there. This particular feature is not on the product. This customer is interested, but because of this feature, they are not going to be going for that product. So this is a good way for you to not to relent. you continue to learn new things, continue to learn how you can actually meet the requirements of that particular customer. So which takes me down to the second option, active listening. Don't just speak, don't just talk about the product. Make sure you listen to the customer, right? Because if you didn't listen to the customer about that particular feature, where they said that they'll be interested in that particular product, right? You will just close the case. As a salesperson, you just be discouraged, you just close the case, you want to go further, you know. So it is very important to listen to that particular feature, because if one customer um tells you about, gives you feedback about a particular feature they're needing, I'm telling you, if you go outside there, there will be tens or twenties or more of other customers. They'll be interested in that particular feature. So that's why it's very, very good for you to be an active listener, to fully understand what really the requirements of your customer is, and not just the product. So when you go back to your developer, they can always, find a way to um, include the feature in the product. And if it's just going to be, a feature added for just that particular customer, so the customer will understand that yes, you understand that requirement, and you're willing to help to assist them to resolve their issues. And which comes to the third option, empathy. Knowing your customers' needs, knowing what they want, what they need, and how it addresses that issue, putting them in the center of everything you are doing, right? Yeah. So let's move to the fourth one, which is the competitive drive, right? For example, Mr. Tunde was speaking about OPay. When it came to the market, they had lots of all this, all that, lots of product they brought in the market. Why? Because they understood the market they are going into. They understood that the market is very, very competitive, because every market you choose to sell your product, there will be competitors, whether you like it or not. There'll be existing competitors, and there'll be incoming competitors. So you have to learn how to be very, very, have a competitive drive, know your product, know your audience, know the market, knows the kind of product that drives your audience, the one that really meets the need of the market, and focus on it, and put your energy on it, focus on it, and see how you can, expand and try to meet the needs of your audience, right? And the fifth one I want to talk about is the research abilities, right? You must be able to research on your customers, research on their company, research on their vision, research on their mission, research not just on the product now, or just on product, on the part, on each customer, on each lead you are having. You are able to research on them. What kind of customer am I speaking with? What kind of vision do they have in that organization? What kind of mission do they have? How can I come in? How can I preach? How can my solution meets their goals? How can my solution meets their vision? How can my solution put them in the modern technology, put them in the forefront of the technology? Different customers with different vision, different mission. We have the banking sectors, we have the oil and gas sectors. There are a lot of sectors. So you have to really understand and research properly about each organization and each customer and their sector before you even say you want to preach or talk about your product, right? And the sixth one I want to go for is the communication and storytelling. I know as a salesperson, you must have what they call sweet mouth. So yeah, so you must have a sweet mouth, be able to talk to your audience, talk to your customer, communicate effectively. Like the last speaker was speaking, we were talking about trust. Say what you know and don't say what you don't know. If you say A, let your A be A. Keep that trust. Communicate effectively with your customer. Make sure what you are saying about the product, it is what it is, right? If by any chance, like I was speaking when I was talking about the continuous learning and active listening, if by any chance that product does not meet the requirement of that customer, it is not, what's the word now? It is not to discourage you to now say, oh no, this is not my customer. This is no. Try to communicate and try to understand, okay, oh, if this product is not meeting the customer, right? Try to communicate and try to, if it's not meeting if the product is not meeting the customer, right? I mean, try to go back and see how you can have what's it called, how you can tailor the feedback, tailor everything, and try to come back and bring a product and that can meet the needs of a customer. You could be like, oh, hello, I understand that this product might not meet this requirement, although it's met one, two, three of your requirements, but know that we are know that I and my team will make sure that this is communicated with the developer, with the right team, and see how we can add this feature in this product. So you saying this, you communicating this with this customer, they understand that yes, you are willing to help, and you are willing to help, right? And one thing that will help you at this stage is to make sure you have feedbacks. If the product has been tested by several customers and they'll be giving you feedbacks, make sure you have something you can show, something that's able to, because these days in the industry, most people prefer what they can see. What they can see, when they hear from other people, oh, this thing works. When they hear feedbacks from people that, oh, this thing works, it means this, it means that, they are able to follow with your story. They're able to follow with your communication. They understand that yes, this is not just a product you're just talking about. It's something that meets, or is something that meets, or that will take them to the forefront of their competitors, or the industry, right? That I move to the next one, which talks about understanding and listening to customer needs. Yes, I've already spoken about it. You have to be an active listener. You have to show empathy. You have to show them that you care about you care about the issues. You care about the requirements, and how you solve the user issues, the device issues, or to solve the market issues in general, depending on the sector in which you are pitching the product, right? So having done the continuous learning, you've done the active listening, you've shown empathy, you've have the competitive drive in you, you've done your research, you have a good communication, a good storytelling, you understand the customer's problem, and the customer is willing now to go for that product, right? They're willing to buy the product. It doesn't end there, right? As a salesperson, it doesn't end there, right? Because from one customer, you can have other referrals. From 10 referrals, you can have 20 referrals. From 20 referrals, you can have hundreds and hundreds of referrals. That is why it is very good after each sales of a product. Keep a good relationship. Keep a good communication. Keep a good relationship with that customer. For somebody that knows about the CRM tool, to follow the customer, to make sure that the product is being utilized well, and the product is it continuously helping the customer to meet their needs and all that. And each time they have issues on the product, you are able to come in and provide support. If you are not the technical person, like I said, a salesperson might not be the technical person. If you're not the technical person, you are still able to connect the customer with the right team to resolve that issue on that product, right? So this is why to keep a very good relationship is very, very good, and will help you a lot in sales, and selling your product in tech, right? Yeah, having said all these technical skills you need in the product, right? So I want to thank you for listening to me, right? My name is Oluwaseun Okeowo. I'm Azure architect. I work with rugby. Right now, I'll be just entertain questions and then give them for answers. All right, thank you. Please confirm if you can see hear me. All right, thank you.
Yes, I can hear you, sir. So I would say, is there anyone that want to ask question? Session, I really see your slide was bulky. Like you did a lot of research. Is it communication? Understand what the customer wants. A lot of things from your slide. I really appreciate this. Can you send the slide to this, if it's possible, to us, or send it to me? If anybody needs that slide, I can easily send it to them.
Yeah, sure, sure, I will.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Mm. So I want to ask a question. Maybe I'm just saying, have you seen a customer that is confused about what product they actually want? Okay, I want this product to do this. I want this product to do this. I want this product to do this. And it's four things the product can do. And you already said, okay, excuse me, sir, excuse me, ma'am. I need you to pick the most important ones you want. And all the client is saying is that I just want a product that can do the four things. And out of the three products you have, the three of them can do the four things, but they can't do it at once. So how is that going to be solved? How will you solve that client's problem?
Sorry, is this a general question or this is just for me?
A general question, but it can be for you. You can pick it up.
Yeah, do you want to come again?
Okay, there's a particular client. So the client says, I want a particular product, and the people that is going to provide that service to the client, those services to the client, says that, okay, we can't just give you the four products at once, because from all our products, we have only three items that can provide that four products. So it's either you buy the three items that can provide that four products to you, those services to you, or you don't buy any. And the client said, I want those four services. And the client do not have that amount of money. So what will you advise that client to do?
Right. So yeah, thank you for that question. I think I've encountered this kind of situation several times, right? For example, I'll give you an example. Yeah, there was this customer here, and the salesperson brought in the customer. They want to have a complete solution. That means that infrastructure solution, like so they have they want to have a memory up to 32 terabytes. Uh, yeah, up to 32 terabyte, and the space is lot. There's a lot of it. They want to do clustering and the likes. The solution is really really big, right? They want to have the same solution just like their regular infrastructure. So yeah, they want to have the same solution in the cloud offering, be it Azure, be it the AWS, and they're also saying they're also looking at cost. They don't have much money. As a solution architect, right? Analyzing this the needs of this customer, I fully understand that if I provide a solution to them that will take care of this 32 bits, 32 terabytes, the loss of sizes they want for that production solution is going to cost them a lot of money, a lot more of money. So in a cloud offering we have what's it called we have platform as a service, infrastructure as a service, and other office software as a service, right? So where you have to some of them you don't have to pay at once. You have to start from little as what you can achieve, as your business grows, as it meets the requirements of your users, you can then scale up you can scale up to what you need in the future. But as it is now, I don't expect you to be needing the 32 terabytes, right? Just like your normal physical infrastructure, whereby you can just purchase 32 terabytes and then you leave it there. But in the cloud offering, it's a different space entirely. You have to start as small as maybe 500 gigabytes. Then you move as your business grows, as it meets your needs, down to the 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte. So yeah, giving this customer this particular option, it makes them understand that I care about them and I want to help them to reduce cost, right? So they were able to start from the scratch, that start from the basics of getting the licensing for small offering. Then as they grow, as it meets their business needs, they begin to scale up as they grow. So they don't have to just come in the cloud and then purchase the whole of the 32 terabyte, and then it continues to consume a lot of money for them. Right.
Okay, Akachukwu want to say something, please. Can you say something?
Yes, thank you so much. Spot on, Oluwaseun. Just to add what he said, having good relationship with your customer is very important, and a clear understanding of their needs. Most times you don't jump to selling your product to your customer without understanding. Like the example that he used in his explanation about the 2 terabyte. Some salesperson might say, okay, you need a 2 terabyte, don't worry. This is how much it is. I'm going to provide this solution to you. And he or she will set up the infrastructure with such huge requirements. But meeting the customer and discussing their need, why do they need a 2 terabyte? Do they really need a 2 terabyte? Is there anything they can do? Is there an alternative for them? Is there a way to structure the product to use something lesser than the 2 terabytes? With this, they are providing solution to the customer, and you have them at heart. You are thinking for them. You are not just selling your product to them, but whereas you are part of their decision making. What this will do, it will help to establish a solid and strong relationship between you and the customer. And with this relationship, any other need they are open to you. They will want to discuss more with you and seek for your opinion. And with that, you sell more, right? But just selling one product because they ask for it and you sell and you go, you close the deal, right? May result to even closing the door of business between you and the customer. But having that deep discussion, conversation, and understanding of their product, their needs, and you providing correct solution to solving that problem will help to straighten the bond between you and the customer. And that will open more doors and even create a lot of referral to you. They will refer you to other people. Oh, this guy is good. He's not just selling, but he can even help you to restructure your business, give you advice, help you to scale and to grow as well. So this is just what I want to add. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Akashiko. That's the end of today's webinar. Thank you so much, Justina. Thank you, Mr. Tunde. Thank you, Akachukwu, and thank you, Oluwaseun Okeowo, for this. You can go. I will drop the link on the YouTube channel. You can go to my status. You see it there, so you can click on it and see it. And please share it. When I was saying that we need to share the link, I pasted there. Some people will be busy at this time. Some will have gone to party, but please let's share the link with our friends. Let's increase the likes. We're looking at getting more people to know more about what you said and everything. It's going to be a big plus to us as a team. Thank you so much. Any
All
questions?
right, thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Bye bye.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Bye bye.